All right, so in this tutorial, I want to show you how to do something a little more robust compared to what we've done thus far. You'll recall that we did talk about using Respondus to generate QTIs, and that was when we were pulling from a publisher's website. But what if you've actually created content that involves something like an equation in Blackboard? How do you actually get that into your course in Canvas, and how do you retain it? So we're going to need to set up a couple of things in Respondus to allow us to do this. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to connect Blackboard to Respondus. So in Respondus, on the Start menu, you want to make sure that you choose Blackboard 7.x-9.x. If you don't have this selected, this Retrieval and Reports option will not be available to you. So once you've done this, click on Retrieval and Reports, and you're going to choose to retrieve questions. And this is going to then allow you to set up a server. So to set up this server, we're going to need to make sure that we're in at least one of our pages where we can essentially have instructor credentials. So I've logged into my Blackboard, and I'm in one of my Blackboard courses, and I'm going to copy this entire URL right here. So I'm going to press Control-C to copy that, and then I'm going to come back over to Respondus. So I'm going to choose to add a new server from the drop-down list here, and I'm going to say, no, I want to enter the server settings manually. So when I get here, I'm going to do elearning.colin.edu, and then right here is where I'm going to paste in that URL that I just took from my course. And then once you've done this, you're going to click Extract, and that is going to then extract all of this information. Down here, you'll enter a description for this. So I'm going to say BB, so that's Blackboard Server, and then I'm going to enter my credentials. Okay. And then you can choose to either remember this or not remember this. So I'll say don't remember it, and I'll say OK. And the login page is going to, again, be elearning.colin.edu. And then we're going to say, OK, that looks good. Next. And this may take a little bit of time to set up, but once we get it set up, then we're going to proceed with actually extracting data. All right, so we've now successfully retrieved our Blackboard account, and you'll notice that now I actually have access to all of my courses. So I can go ahead and click here if I want to. On this last Biology for Science majors, again, you're probably going to encounter quite a bit of this where you are waiting for it to load. Okay. So I'm going to click then on an exam, because I actually have an exam where I created equations. Right, and so then once you do this, you're going to need to create a new file name. So I'm going to call this exam with equations. Once you've done that, you'll click Next. You're going to get this status box that tells you the status of pulling, and then you'll get a notification once the file has been successfully saved, and then you can just click Finish. Okay, so I've retrieved that. But now what I actually want to do is I don't want to create a Blackboard test here. I want to create a QTI. So I'm going to go here to IMS QTI 1.1 plus, and I'm going to get this. And I'm just going to click OK. And I'm going to choose to either replace the current file or save it as a new file. So I'm going to save it as a new file, and I'm going to call this QTI exam with equations. Click that. And here it only had one question, but here we can actually see the equation in this question. Okay, I just typed in random stuff. I can title the question if I want to, but I'm actually happy with everything here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to preview and publish. So I'm going to come over here to preview and publish. I'm going to save as QTI XML file with these last two options, and I'll choose Save As. And then I just simply choose where I want to save this to. So I'm going to go to the desktop, save this. It will tell me that it's saved successfully. And then I'm going to come back to Canvas, And now in Canvas, I'm going to go to my settings panel. So I'll choose settings. And then over here, I'm going to choose to import content into this course. And then I'm going to select qti.zip file. I can actually add this to a question bank. So I'm going to call this question bank equations. I'm going to then choose my file, which is on the desktop right here, QTI exam with equations. I'll open that, and then I will import. Okay, I'm going to get the very familiar running status bar here. It's completed. And now when I go into my quizzes, if I want to, I will find that QTI exam with equations, and when I look at the question here, I will see that that equation has successfully been transferred over, and there it is. So that's all there is to it, and this will help you retain the vast majority of your equations without having to rewrite them.